Oh, hey, didn't see you guys there. Welcome back to Game Vitamins. My name is Nick, and in today's video, we are really in a different setting. I am becoming the traveling Magic the Gathering salesman, I guess. Not actually. I've actually been taking a break from selling for the last 10 or so days, regrouping and getting ready to hit 2025 really hard. So in today's video, what I wanted to discuss was a 2024 year in review. So we're going to cover some really interesting stats. We're going to look at what I made over the course of the year. I say a year. I really started doing this back in October, so only about 3 months of data, but we'll go over all of it. Number of cards sold, number of sales, total profits, total sales, fees, expenses. I don't know, I was starting to look at the numbers and I just thought this would be a fun video to put together because then in the future we can take a look at it all again, maybe like once a quarter or something, see how we're growing, see how much we've sold, and if we're heading in the right direction. This is also a good way to stay really transparent about all of my numbers. So honest with myself, honest with you, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Take in the view, and let's talk about 2024 and touch on what's coming in 2025. Oh, and I'm also going to discuss the most popular cards and some of my big winners. So this will be pretty darn interesting. Now, let's dive right in, start this off by talking about the total number of cards sold and my total sale count. So again, I started in October. My very first sale was a single card to my friend on September 30th, so I could pack up an order, practice all of that, just understand what I was doing before I just listed stuff on TCGPlayer and hoped for the best. So I really wanted to make sure I perfected the craft. And as you know, if you haven't seen my videos, go back about 20 videos ago. It all started from scratch, and you can see where we were at, what my inventory was that I started with, what it was that I was selling. So we sold a total of 2,098 cards over those 3 months. Now, that feels like less than I thought it was going to be, but I think it has to do with the overall sale count because October, looking back, very slow month. So my total sale count with all of those cards was 632 cards. Now, that's an average of 3.3 cards per sale. So I guess my wide inventory base, by looking at that, I can say, okay, on average, people were buying multiple cards. I mean, I've had some people place 50 card orders. I've had some people place single card orders for one 19-cent card. You got to fulfill them all, but it is nice to have that wide inventory. I feel that it has helped me always get a couple extra lower value cards thrown on into an order of maybe higher value cards. I've seen a lot of it, but anyway, let's talk about a month by month breakdown. And I don't know if can you see that? Can you see my breath? Because it's getting cold out here and it's getting dark. I thought I had more time, so we'll try to do this as quick as we can. So October, again, short month, made my very first sale on September 30th, and I made 80 sales over the course of October. So 80 sales, not very much product sold there. Again, it was a slower month. I was just getting started. I was learning. I was restricted to few products, so that's October for you. Okay, so we had 80 sales, and I have my phone here. You've probably seen this spreadsheet before if you've watched any of my other videos where I calculate every single sales profit and shipping cost, cost of goods sold, everything. You can kind of see it here, but since I don't have my laptop in front of me, I'll just read this off to you. I calculated all of my October sales to come out to $330 of profit. Now, this is after vendor fees, processing, the cost of goods sold, and shipping costs. So, and the shipping costs include the packaging. We're not taking into account the fact that I bought a lot of excess packaging because those will be factored into future sales. So $330.22 in October of profit. Now, you can watch my videos on how I calculate profit. As I always say, some people will do it differently. Some people may not agree with my method, but this is a good way for me to track my numbers and where I stand. So we had 80 sales in October out of the 632 for 2024. Now, What did we see for November and December? Let's just go through those numbers really quick, and then we will talk a bit about the top 5 cards that I sold. Those ones were pretty interesting because they were incredibly in line with what TCGPlayer said was the most popular cards, and believe it or not, most of them were from Karlov Manor. So yeah, big win, big win. I think the EV of Karlov is now up to 200, and I've still got like 30 more boxes sitting back, back in the studio. So we've got some work. We've got some work to get through it, a lot of backlogged inventory to tackle in 2025. So November, we stepped it up to 254 sales. So a little less than 10 a day. And the profit in November, especially due to Black Friday, that Cyber weekend was huge. I mean, I got like over 100 sales just in that weekend, almost like 150, I think. So we looked at 254 sales, $1,965.12 of profit in that month. So again, watch my video on how I calculate profit. I felt that was a pretty darn good month. That includes a couple sealed boxes I sold, not much, mostly all singles. So there we are, 1965.12 for November. Now, December, the last, most recent month. Again, I've been gone for the holiday. I wanted to spend time with family, and then I had this trip planned from a while ago, and I didn't, I don't have the infrastructure to have someone pack orders for me. So I paused my inventory, I hid it all, and I got accepted into direct right before I left. So I asked them if they could put a pause on that until I get back, just so I didn't have any RIs being created while I was gone. So that's where we stand. These numbers are actually even better than November, and it's missing about 10 days, eight days, 23rd. I don't think I made a sale on the 23rd. That's when I hid the inventory. I don't know. So 23rd and on for the rest of December, no sales. So we made 298 sales in December, and the profit was $1,949.62. So $1,949.62. Now, again, this number, more sales, a little lower than November in terms of profit, but we are missing out on the pretty much the 23rd until the 31st. So we're primed and ready to go in the new year. Direct is going to be starting up. I'm going to make sure that that is all ready to go by the time I get back. Hold on one second. I had to wipe my nose real quick. I'm sitting out here in the cold again. I don't know if you can see my breath, but okay, let's go over the last few things here, just so it's not too crazy of a video. Now, I wanted to go over the top 5 cards I sold. Let me pull that up on my phone right now, because this stayed pretty in line with what they were saying on TCGPlayer when they sent out a sort of year in review email. Now, number 1 came in as Slime Against Humanity. This was from Karlov Manor. You can have as many in a deck as you'd like. I'll throw the cards up right here so you can take a look at what they are. I'll put the price up there too. I know some of you have asked about that in the past, so let's show you all of these cards I'm discussing. So Slime Against Humanity, I sold 83 of them. These sold instantly because since I had so much Karlov Manor, and I still have a lot of Karlov Manor, I would just bulk upload them, and some people bought 15 at a time. It was, yeah, so good card. Number 2, funny enough, was actually a card I mentioned I wasn't selling any of, Pick Your Poison. But it was also one of the most sold cards in 2024, also from Karlov Manor. And this really became one of my top selling cards in like the last week I was selling in December. So like right before I left, I mailed out see family. I packed one order. One guy ordered 40 of them, and then someone else ordered like another 15. So I sold 66 in total, and about 55 of those sold over the course of 2 days. I don't know, maybe something, I don't know, something changed. Someone wanted a lot of them. So Pick Your Poison, Slime Against Humanity. Again, right here, check those cards out. Those are my top sellers, both Karlov Manor. And guess what? The next 2 are Karlov Manor. Okay, we got. Can you see that? Let's see. There's a helicopter. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but they airlift people out over here, so because it's in a valley far away from hospitals. But Aftermath Analyst. Now, obviously, Karlov is probably going to be my most sold cards because I sold so much Karlov. But these, again, were also some of the top sellers on TCGPlayer. So, interesting. Everyone thought the set was a dud, and apparently everyone wanted the cards in it. Aftermath Analyst, 31 cards sold. And Repulsive Mutation, another one that it wasn't that high value of a card, but I noticed it sold a lot, so I would always set them off to the side, make sure I listed those and sold them as well. 27 of those had sold. So the top 4 cards are all Karlov Manor. The next ones, if I skipped over Showcase lands, it would be Insidious Roots. I'll just throw it up for fun. Honorable mention for number 5. But number 5 was actually Showcase Forest from Dominaria United. The stained glass lands, those make up spot number 5, 6, 7, 8, because I opened up a lot of Jumpstart and for Dominaria United. And all of those sold very quickly. Expensive lands. I really want to put them in my own deck, but hey, gotta make the money where we can. Clearly, those were hot ones. We sold 22, 22, 22, 21 for Forest, Mountain, Swamp, Plains. Where are the islands? Oh, Island. Sold the least of those, 16. Maybe I opened the least of those as well. So, again, let's just go back down through the list. Slime Against Humanity, Pick Your Poison, Aftermath Analyst, Repulsive Mutation, and then Showcase Forest. Those were my top 5 cards. Now, I want to say my standout cards. These are ones that when I got them, I knew they were going to sell. You already probably know what they are because we're talking about Karlov Manor here. It was the Surveil lands. Yes, that is correct. 15 Undercity Sewers. Raucous, how do you pronounce that? Raucous Theater? Man, I should really know that. Lush Portico, Commercial District, all these Surveil lands, high value, great cards, worked out very well. So I'll throw some of those up here just so you can take a look at them. But it was pretty much all of the Surveil lands from Karlov Manor. Those were my standout cards. Also things like Archdruid's Charm, and what else? Oh yeah, Hedge Maze. We had 17 of those sell. That was another Surveil land. And oh man, there was one other one that was from. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. It was another one from Karlov Manor I thought I sold more of. Maybe I'm thinking a War Leader's Call. But anyway, so those were the amount of cards I've sold, sale counts, profit, the standout cards. Now, one thing I want to loop back to real quick before we talk about what's coming in 2025 is the numbers. So my overall sales, top line, we had $8,207.46 of sales. This averaged to about $4 a card, $3.91 if you want to be exact. So clearly those high value cards were really pulling me up in terms of the box breakdowns. So about $8,200 in terms of sales. Now this number is considering the profit. The margin looks like it was over 50%. Now, the thing I want to be honest about and keep in mind is there's a lot of bulk. And in the new year, I will now have methods to get rid of that bulk and sell it and hopefully turn a little bit of a profit on it. But because of the way I calculate my cost of goods sold, it'll probably bring my profit numbers down a little bit, but it'll help me clear out more inventory. But overall, I still have all of the bulk. And that is what I walked away with after all of my fees was $4,246.81. So we ran into $1,218.13 of fees, $1,844.11 on cost of goods sold, And then shipping costs, including all of the packing materials, $765.28. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with those numbers. All things considered, it's pretty fun to see that October, we were sitting at $330 of profit, and then the 2 months that followed were both hovering right around 2,000. And now going into the new year, I'm going to have direct, which is going to allow me to extract a little bit more value out of the cards. I might be able to get more bulk listed and sold through direct. So it's going to be really interesting to look at the numbers, even by the end of January, but probably give it January, February, March. I'll be discussing direct as I go, as I'm learning it, and explaining how much is selling, how much I'm shipping out. We will cover all of it, but in terms of seeing how the numbers progress over the next couple months, it's going to be very exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. That is probably the biggest thing coming in 2025 is the ability to sell on direct, because that is just going to ramp up the sales dramatically. So what else for 2025? Now, like I mentioned, people like it, people don't like it. I did get a card sorter on the way. I'm renting it. I'm going to try it out, see if it fits my workflow. I think it's going to help a lot with the backlog of inventory that I have. I currently have probably 100 boxes that I'm going to break down, sift through, get listed, and start having a massive amount of bulk that I can create products with. I'm going to create full sets. I'm going to create token lots, land lots, full art land lots, foil land lots. We're going to do a little bit of everything. I'm going to try to create a lot of custom products, list all of them on eBay. So if you end up wanting any of those, you'll see those listed. Obviously, I'll talk about it in a video before I do put those up. And we'll see how that works. Try to extract more value out of these cards than just singles value, especially on the bulk side of things. Now, what else? It's getting dark, it's getting cold, and the lighting is kind of weird. People are probably, this is really washed out. Okay, whatever, just ignore it for now. 2025, today marks the day that I have officially launched a Patreon. And I want to thank you guys all so much for watching, following along, thinking that this is just cool to see, and if you can learn stuff from it, great. I know that some people have commented saying, and I appreciate this a lot actually, is, you know, there are reasons why people would find a Patreon valuable, and ideally through that, what it's going to entail is you sign up, it'll invite you to a Discord server. Within that Discord server, we're going to have different text channels about investing, reselling, just general like Magic the Gathering chit chat, talking about the game itself, you know, trying to remember what this hobby's all about. You know, I like talking about the game, so everyone else, if you want to pop in and even just talk shop about Magic, you can join it as well. And then as things develop here, we'll be able to maybe add channels about other TCGs. It's really like ground up, you know. It's not going to probably look the fanciest. I probably won't have everything set up totally right off the bat, but I'll do much better replying to DMs there in Discord, because it's just live, it's easier. Emails sometimes just get really long and I struggle to get back to them just with how busy everything's been. But Discord will be really cool. Patreon, $5 a month. If you want to sign up and support the channel, support what I'm doing here, just want to get some extra tools and insight and talk with a cool community where, I mean, my videos, I get like 100 comments on a video. It's really cool. I mean, like we go back and forth so much in the comments, so I think this is a cool way to be able to bring that into a separate area and try to develop more value for those who want to really be a part of it. So 2025 Patreon, link is down in the description below. If you want to join, it would mean a lot. And if you don't, just keep watching the videos, give me a like. It's free to do that. And I appreciate every one of you, no matter what you want to do. So that's actually, no, I mean, it's just going to be really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to that in the new year. So, well, actually, by the time you see this, will be the new year, and I'll be back at it. So anyway, I wanted to stretch out my video uploads a little bit just so I didn't disappear. And I don't know, do I have anything else in my little notebook here that we want to discuss? Let's just check real quick. Yeah, no. Direct, Fizzbatch, Patreon is live, and yeah, that is going to be it for now, guys. I really appreciate you watching again. I hope the audio worked out okay. I know I'm saying that 20 minutes later. I'll see if I can adjust the video if it looks weird, but whatever. Hope you all had a great holiday. I hope you had a great new year, and I hope 2025 is a great year. We're all going to hit it hard, sell a lot of cards, and grow the Magic the Gathering business. So we will catch you in the next one. See you soon, and have a great day.